Hi everyone. Today we're here to talk about our organization called Beyond the Words Canada, and we are the three co-founders. My name is Catherine.
I'm Matthew.
And I'm Vivid. So we are Beyond the Words Canada. Matthew, do you want to talk a bit about how we started this?
Yeah, for sure. So a bit about our organization. We are a youth-led community organization that was created to highlight the contributions of under-recognized essential workers. What we mean by this and why our name is Beyond the Words is because during the first wave of the pandemic, we saw a lot of attention being put on healthcare workers, and obviously rightly so. They made tremendous contributions, but we didn't see that same amount of attention devoted to under-recognized essential workers who maybe weren't getting that kind of attention, who weren't being appreciated as much, and who also played a really key role in fighting the pandemic and helping people get on with things. So, for example, people who work in custodial work, bus drivers, people who worked in retail, especially people who worked in grocery stores, that sort of thing. We really didn't think they were getting enough attention, and they worked incredibly hard as well. And so we wanted to create this organization where people could show their thanks to these workers, where we could highlight the work they do, and also, as kind of demonstrated by our recent Stories on Mass campaign, to tell their stories as well and to help people get to know these workers. So from the beginning, we started out as a website where people could submit various creative submissions. So whether that was poetry, whether it was messages, thank you notes, some people did musical covers, some people did drawings, public service announcements. Those were all submitted to our website, and we posted those on social media. They were just to be they were just meant to be really meaningful messages that were uplifting, full of encouragement, kindness, and appreciation. And over the past 7 months, we've recruited over 70 different volunteers across from when we started, received hundreds of different submissions, and connected with thousands of essential workers across the country. So, yeah, that is our organization. Did you want to expand a little more on how we started?
Yeah, for sure. So we chose to start and create Beyond the Words Canada because we noticed that crucial frontline workers, such as those working in grocery stores, everyone beyond the hospital wards, they were people who were quite under-recognized, and we just really wanted to support them with kindness. And we did this by collecting messages of gratitude from Canadians from coast to coast, and then we sent those out to the workers. So that's how we started. Our mission is based on the importance of kindness and the amazing effects it can have on our mental health, because kindness has so many amazing benefits for both the giver and the receiver. It enhances our mood, it reduces feelings of anxiety, it minimizes the physical effects of stress. And so we thought we could really harness this power to help under-recognized frontline workers. Yeah. How are we different from other organizations? Catherine, do you want to touch upon that a little bit?
Yeah, so this is basically just reiterating a bunch of what Vivid has just talked to us about. So we are very different because we do highlight under-recognized essential workers. So, like Matthew said, these are custodial workers, transportation workers. Because again, what has already been said, there was a lot of attention for medical care workers, and not to take light away from them, but we just wanted to also recognize these under-recognized essential workers who are oftentimes even discriminated against, or their jobs have been stigmatized because they tend to be lower paying or known as less prestigious, whatever that means. So that's what makes us different, and we it also makes us different because we also emphasize the power of kindness, like Vivid has just said. Personally, I haven't really seen many other organizations who really try to harness the power of kindness, and creativity and positive art and messages, and use this as a way to unite communities to support essential workers. So I think we are very unique in that way. What challenges have you faced? And Matthew will tackle this one.
Yeah, for sure. So I would definitely say that one of the biggest challenges we faced, and I think something that a lot of new kind of grassroots initiatives face, is challenges in terms of getting engagement. So in order for us to get a foot on the social media platforms and reach a wider audience, it was very much a slow but gradual process. None of us particularly had any specific experience running a very specific kind of nonprofit initiative before. A lot of us have, kind of engaged with nonprofit organizations before in different initiatives, but we never set out to create one of our own. So kind of starting from ground zero was definitely a bit of a challenge. But over time, we were able to kind of build that engagement. And while it didn't materialize instantly, we've gradually built up a lot of momentum. And we've definitely pushed our website and social media platforms quite a lot. So, for example, our Stories of Mass campaign, which we recently launched, has received lots of great engagement. And that campaign is essentially like Humans of New York, but instead of focusing on the stories of random people in New York, it's under-recognized essential workers across Canada. And those blog posts and the posts that we do recognizing the people who do such amazing work across the country have received a lot of positive support. I know one of the blog posts on our website has nearly 3,000 views by now and was pretty widely shared. So that was really amazing to see. But yeah, other than that, we've really been able to grow. We've just had to be really patient with our growth. Even still, we've been featured by websites such as Mind Your Mind, which is a mental health website and organization. We've been featured by Shad Canada, as well as Rising Youth. Yeah. Another challenge has been recruiting volunteers from across the country, which has been a bit difficult considering all of the different websites and social media platforms that we've had to post on, especially during the pandemic and doing everything virtually. But we've really managed to make the most of it and recruit a really amazing team. So the next question is in terms of our short-term and long-term goals. So Viv, did you want to touch on that?
Yeah, for sure. So, short term goals, we actually have many. And I think what we want to do is just to continue carrying out our mission, continue to impact the lives of essential workers, and to make a difference through kindness. One of the more specific things that we want to do is really touch the lives of workers in each province within Canada. So, right now, since we are based in Toronto, we have branched out a lot in Ontario, but we are still looking to really touch essential workers in the Northwest Territories, the Yukon, the coasts, and really just to expand Canada wide. We want to continue to collect messages from our volunteers and from Canadian citizens, messages of gratitude that we can keep on sending out to our workers. And we want to continue to share the stories and realities of what it is like working on the front lines, just to really bring that awareness to mind. In the long term, we would love to continue to do this, even though the end of the pandemic is in sight. Hopefully, we want to continue to support under-recognized workers because this is an ongoing issue, even before the pandemic started. So it will be an issue even after the pandemic ends. So we are really going to try to work on that. So that's the final question. And I think Catherine will take that away.
Yeah, I think we could all agree that we have to all start with a very clearly defined mission. And this mission should be rooted or based on a very relevant issue that you're also very passionate about and that you have hopefully a bit of prior knowledge on, or you can do some research. So, yeah, a clearly defined mission of what you actually want to achieve through this organization or the business or whatever that you want to start. Step two would be to grow from what you know. So this means like reaching out to your internal network, so your friends, your peers, your family, and then start going from there to really get the word out and get supporters on your side to really launch your business or whatever it is that you want to launch. And then the third step would just be to stay consistent with what you do. So this can mean consistency with how you brand your initiative or your organization, with even scheduling, having meetings and thinking of ways to grow. All of these things have to be very consistent. You have to consistently work at it and consistently persevere and work hard so that it doesn't, it isn't just like a temporary thing that dies out very soon. There's a lot of hard work that you have to continuously do throughout however long you want this business to survive for and to thrive for. Yeah. And I guess that really concludes everything that we had to say today. If there are any last, words or wishes from the two of you or any of us that we want to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. I think our kind of last words and wishes is just to get the word out about our initiative. Obviously, we would love anyone to check out our social media pages, Beyond the Words Canada, to make submissions, to apply to volunteer when we're recruiting. And in general, kind of in line with our organization's mission, just to be kinder and more appreciative of the work that a lot of under-recognized workers and ordinary people do on a day-to-day basis, and just to be more kinder and more compassionate in general. Thank you so much.